Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Wednesday, October the 12th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. It's good to be back. We had our Canadian Thanksgiving. Got home from the cottage yesterday. Have a little bit of cough, so please bear with me. Before we get going, this is a subscription room, so if you're interested in checking us out, please send an email to quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything here live in the go-to, in the pre-market session, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody from Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, your own risk metrics. Okay, taking a look at the news. 8 a.m. we had FOMC member Dudley speaking. Obviously said something the market didn't like, and we sold off down to the low of the Globex at 21.27.25. Got a fair amount of speakers today, and then we of course got the FOMC minutes. But 9:40 we got George speaking. 10 o'clock we got Jolt's jobs. 1 p.m. we've got 10-year bond, but the big one is going to be the FOMC minutes. Now, this generally is not a big news, but because of everything that's going on, and the division that we've got going on at the Fed in terms of whether or not we raise rates this year or not, this should create some excitement within the market. The big thing, though, is, and I want to just point this out. Let me bring this up. Is the daily, and the daily we broke out of the symmetrical triangle. We broke it to the downside. We do have a bit of a foo-bar Mr. Sneaky setting up on the daily. The key here is to look for the retrace up to test the trend line up in the 44-45 area, and then if we fail, a move down and a continuation lower. We probably will get continuation lower. The low from yesterday is 21.75, so we're likely to go down and break that. But we were talking about the symmetrical triangle for a couple weeks now, and the fact that the direction of the break was probably going to give us our monthly direction, and we've definitely got a move down. And if we take a look at the macro to the micro, you can see that things are setting up for a possible continuation to test the 9 EMA and test the trend of the monthly. We've got 3 months now that are looking like lower closes. Of course, this month is not over by any means, but we are coming down towards that 21.08. 21.07 is our key line in the sand, our key support. Below that, I'm looking for a much bigger move down to the 20.80 and possibly even down into that composite VPOC down in the 20.35 area. So right now the trend is still intact on the monthly, but as we work our way down, you can see that we are now testing below the 9 and the 20 on the weekly. So we are violating the trend on the weekly. On the daily, of course, we broke out of the symmetrical triangle. We're below the 9 and the 20, and we've got the possibility of a start of a downward trend, although we do have the possibility of a inside day today and a possibility of a foo-bar Mr. Sneaky for the test up to the 9 EMA. We have a naked cross, of course, which is sitting right at the lower line of the symmetrical triangle at the 47 area. As we move down to the intraday, you can see that the trend starts to accelerate on the lower time frames. We've got good slope, good separation on the 4-hour. We did create a bit of a technical gap, but this gap is likely to close through combination of time and price, and closed somewhere in around, I'm thinking the 36 area. The 1 hour, we've had this strong downward trend yesterday, and then a little bit of a take back and a close of the technical gap, and then the failure and continuation. We don't have a lot of separation, but we do have downward slope and continuation pattern setting up on the 1 hour. On the 30-minute, as you can see, we've got slope and separation, failed to hold above the 9, failed to get above the 20, back below the 9, and now coming back up to test it from below. So we do have a continuation pattern. Going to the 15-minute, same thing, slope and separation to the downside, failure to hold above the 20, a break back down, and continuation. We've tested the 9 from below, closed the technical gap. We want to watch any moves above the 2131. And then going down to the 5-minute, you can see that we are above the 9, but we're failing. And if we get below the 2130 and a quarter, we look for that continuation pattern. We move up to test the 20. Will take us up into that 2131 and a quarter area. There is a naked cross up here at the 2132.75, so mark that on your journal. But overall, the market looks weak with the break on the daily, and that's the most important piece of information in terms of the bigger picture. Overnight, we've got net inventory is pretty neutral, pretty strong kurtosis around the 31, 32, 25, a little toothy above, but we failed to get above the midpoint yesterday. And we had a trend day yesterday. There's no value in a trend. We just sold off, and where did we sell off from? We sold off from that 53 area. Failed to come up and take out that microcomposite VPOC up at the 54, and we failed off of the composite VPOC. So let's take a look at that and the structure. You can see that the overall value area from the composite microcomposite that I started from 712. The microcomposite VPOC was 53. The value area was up at 77 and down at that key line in the sand and around the 44. The CLVN shifted slightly down to 43.75, and then yesterday we broke out of that value area finally and came down, and we said the next big target below would be the microcomposite VPOC down at the 2128.75 of this microcomposite, and we went down there, pushed through, came down to the other side of that balance around the 27 and a quarter CHVN, down at the CLVN at 2150, and then we bounced and we closed up into the 34. Where did we close? We closed at 34.50. We have an LVN from overnight at 34.75, and our close was 21.34.50 yesterday. So that's going to be a key level that we're going to watch this morning. But the key point is we're inside of the lower value here, and we're inside of the value that is from this microcomposite with the value area high at 39 and the value area low at 16. If we break the 21, I'm looking and targeting this 18.50. So taking our numbers from the overnight, we have a overnight high of 40.75, 40.75. And we have an overnight low of the 27.75. I'm sorry, 27 and a quarter. We have a VPOC from overnight at 32.50. And then we have this LVN that I was talking about which separates the basically the balance from overnight, and the thin area of the profile up at 3450, and that is one tick below the naked VPOC and right at the close from yesterday. So in terms of information, that's about all the information we can get out of the overnight session. Our key support still is down here at 2107. We have a CLVN at 29.50. I'm going to move my trade level slight. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it at 29.50. So if we get below it, then I'm looking for that move down into taking up the overnight low. Then we have the 21.75. The value area doesn't mean much to me because it's a trend area, so the 23 isn't really going to give us any type of support. Below that, I'm targeting the main target of the day to the downside at the 18. And then above us, there's really nothing above us until we get up into the midpoint at 37.75. That's just below the 38.75. Going to be choppy in this area here. And then levels above, of course, the 44, which is now going to be the 43.75. You can use the 43.75, or you can use the value area, which is at the 44. I'm going to use 43.75. Actually, I'm going to use 43.25. And then above that, you got to be targeting the range high, and there's going to be our next big target above, which is going to be the microcomposite VBOC here at 53, and where we opened yesterday. And then above that, I'd be targeting the other side of the balance up here at the 59, and that naked close at 59, and then above we've got the target at 62 and 63 with the key line in the sand above at 66 still. And then above that, our daily ATR right now is at 22.43. So taking a look at the overnight high at 21.40.75 minus the 22.43, our ATR downside target, yep, it's right here at 21.18.25. And then off of the low overnight of 21.27.25, our upside daily ATR target is at 29.49.75. And that's all we need. I don't know why my resolution is all off since I got back. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, let's talk about hypotheses. So obviously we broke out of that symmetrical triangle. I'm looking for a shift in the market to the downside and a continuation lower. Of course, we got to look for that possible retrace up into the trend line. Remember that that the symmetrical triangle on the daily, a retrace up to the 9 and up into the area we broke will take us up into that 46. I'm looking at the 44. So my main hypothesis for the day is I'm expecting continuation lower, or I'm expecting an inside day from yesterday. We made a big move from yesterday. Our total range from yesterday, the total day was one of the largest we've seen this year at 39 points for the full session range. It's a pretty big day, made a big move, likely to find ourselves pausing and having a rotational day. But we could see continuation. So my main hypothesis is an open auction in range, a move up to take out the naked close and the naked VPOC in the 34.75, possibly up into take out the overnight high, but it's more likely we take out the overnight low, and I'm looking for responsive sellers somewhere up here in the 34, maybe a push up into the 43, 44 area, but to find initiative sellers and then take us down through and come down and hit the main target below down here at the 1850 area. So hypo 1 is open auction in range, a responsive buyers moving us up, and then failure somewhere between 34 and 44, and then initiative sellers stepping in and pushing us down through into this 18, possibly a late day probe down into the 13 area. Hypo 2 is a inside day, an open auction, and in range, a push down, failure to break the low of the day, and then basically come up and chop inside in around that 29 area and come up and just chop inside of yesterday's distribution, main distribution that basically centers around the midpoint at 38 and 28 area, and just chop sideways into the afternoon. So hypo 2 is an open auction in range, failure to break the range low from the prior day, and inside rotation and chop around the microcomposite VPOC in around the 29, 28.75 area, and basically go sideways. Hypo 3 is an open auction in range, move up and then push down, an aggressive push down to 18, chop around in that area, and then push down, break out of the value area low that is at the 16.75 area, and then push through and come down and test this 2107 with maybe a late day probe down into the 2100. So hypo 3 is an open auction in range, chop, failure, break below the low from yesterday, chop around in the 18 to 16 area, and then failure and a push down through into the 2107 with maybe a late day probe to test the 2100. Hypo 4 is an open auction in range, and failure to break out of the low of the day, chop, start pushing up and start working our way back up into that 44 and 45 area and chop in the upper distribution with maybe a late day probe back inside of the triangle, maybe even come back up into this balance in around the 53. but I'm expecting a rotational day with more sideways than direction, unless we break below that 16 area and get capitulations and move down towards that 2100. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session, trying to keep these things a little bit shorter. And as always, good to be back. Trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.